The observation station on Cathara 7 hummed with its usual nocturnal rhythm when Lisa first noticed the helmet was missing. She'd left it on the equipment rack near the atmospheric scanner, and now only an empty hook remained. "Max, did you move my helmet?" She called across the compact research station. Max looked up from his geological samples, confusion evident on his face. "No, why would I?" Lisa frowned, scanning the dimly lit station. The helmet wasn't standard issue. It was her father's from his first contact mission 20 years ago. Scratched and worn, but precious. She'd brought it as a good luck charm to this remote posting on the edge of Ketharan territory. A soft chittering sound drew her attention to the observation window. There, pressed against the reinforced glass, was a Ketharan juvenile. The species was classified as apex predators, six-limbed, covered in iridescent scales that shifted from deep purple to midnight blue, with razor-sharp claws and rows of crystalline teeth designed to tear through the armored hide of their prey. This one was small, perhaps equivalent to a human 5-year-old, but still formidable. And it was wearing her helmet. The oversized headgear sat comically askew on the cub's elongated skull, covering 2 of its 4 eyes. It chittered again, a sound Lisa's translator rendered as curiosity mixed with pride. "Oh no," Max breathed, moving to stand beside her. "Lisa, that's a Catharan juvenile. Do you know what the parents will do if they think we've stolen their young?" "I didn't steal it. It apparently stole from me," Lisa muttered, studying the creature. In the 6 weeks they'd been stationed here, the Catharans had maintained a respectful distance. The species was territorial and fiercely protective of their young. Interfering with a cub could trigger a diplomatic incident, or worse, a very physical and violent response from parents who could bite through titanium. The cub tilted its head, making the helmet slip further over its eyes. It pawed at the visor with surprising gentleness, clearly fascinated by its new treasure. Lisa made a decision that Max would later call either brilliant or insane. She moved to the communications panel and opened the external speaker. Then slowly and deliberately, she raised both hands in the universal gesture of peace and sat down cross-legged in front of the window, making herself as non-threatening as possible. "What are you doing?" Max hissed. "Building trust," Lisa replied calmly. "Look at it, Max. It's curious, not aggressive. That cub chose to come here, chose to interact with our equipment. We've been trying to establish communication with the Catharans for months with 0 success. Maybe we've been approaching it wrong." The cub watched her through the gaps in the helmet, its 4 eyes blinking in sequence. Lisa smiled and nodded at the helmet, then pointed at the cub. "It looks good on you," she said, knowing the translator outside would render her words into electromagnetic pulses the Catharans could sense. The cub's scales rippled from dark blue to a lighter, almost lavender hue, a sign of pleasure according to the xenobiology reports. It stood straighter, clearly preening. For the next hour, Lisa remained at the window. Max, despite his nervousness, brought her a blanket and a thermal cup of coffee. The cub didn't leave. It explored the immediate area around the station, occasionally returning to the window to show Lisa various objects it found: a crystalline rock, a bioluminescent fungus, a shed scale from what must have been an adult Catharan. Each time, Lisa acknowledged the gift with genuine appreciation. As Cathara 7's 3 moons rose higher, casting silver-blue light across the landscape, the cub settled down directly in front of the station door, the helmet still perched on its head. Its posture shifted from playful to alert, its sensory tendrils extended, scanning the darkness. "It's guarding the station," Max whispered, incredulous. He'd been monitoring the external sensors. "Lisa, there are 4 Catharan adults in the vicinity. They know the cub is here. They're letting it stay." Lisa felt a chill of understanding. This isn't theft. It's a test. The night stretched long. Lisa refused to leave her post by the window, and the cub maintained its vigil outside. Twice larger shapes moved through the shadows beyond the station's lights, adult Catharans watching, assessing. Each time, the cub's scales flashed with alert patterns, but it didn't retreat. It stood its ground, a tiny sentinel in an oversized human helmet. Dawn broke in shades of amber and rose. The cub finally stood, stretched each of its 6 limbs in sequence, and carefully removed the helmet. Instead of taking it, however, it placed the helmet gently on the ground directly in front of the station door. Then it looked at Lisa through the window one last time, its scales shifting to a warm golden hue. The translator crackled with a single word: friend. Then the cub bounded away into the morning mist, vanishing into the Catharan wilderness. Lisa emerged from the station slowly, Max covering her with the plasma rifle despite her protests. She picked up the helmet, finding it meticulously clean, not a scratch added to its already weathered surface. Beside where it had rested, the cub had arranged a perfect circle of crystalline stones, a gift, a message, a promise. When the diplomatic team arrived 3 days later, following the first official communication request from the Catharan clans, they were baffled by the sudden breakthrough. The Catharan elder who came to negotiate wore a strange ornament around one of its sensory stalks, a small replica of a human helmet, carved from purple crystal. "The humans understand protection," the elder transmitted. The human Lisa trusted our young with her treasured item. She did not take back. She gave freely. "This is wisdom. This is strength. We will speak now." Max looked at Lisa with newfound respect. "You risked an interstellar incident over a helmet." Lisa smiled, running her fingers over her father's old helmet, now the catalyst for humanity's first true alliance with the Catharans. "I didn't risk anything. I just understood something everyone else missed. Sometimes the bravest thing isn't showing your strength. It's showing your trust. That cub didn't steal my helmet. It borrowed my protection and it returned the favor. That's not human nature or Catharan nature. That's just universal." Outside, in the growing daylight, a small figure watched from the ridge, a predator cub who'd learned that the strange two-legged creatures called humans understood honor in ways that transcended species. The cub chittered softly, its scales flashing gold, before disappearing into its world carrying stories of its own to tell.